everyone. This is a D Pharmacy Pharmaceutics 1 class subject code 1.1 T Unit 5. In this class, we are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of dry heat sterilization. First of all, there are many advantages of dry heat sterilization. The important advantages are listed over here. Some of the important advantages. Dry heat sterilization is useful for those products which spoils during moist heat sterilization. That means when you are applying dry heat sterilization, there are some kind of products which will eventually degrade if they are exposed to steam or moist heat sterilization. Examples of such substances are generally some oily substances or some powdered substances. These oils and powders generally spoils in presence of moisture, so that can be easily sterilized by applying dry heat sterilization. Dry heat sterilization is a suitable method for sterilizing assembled equipments. Example of these kind of assembled equipments are glass syringes, etc. These kind of things can be very easily sterilized by applying dry heat method. And the third advantage of dry heat sterilization is that it is less damaging for glass and metals compared to the moist heat method. As you know that moist heat method is generally done by steam. So the steam is having more penetrating power. So there is a possibility of damaging the material itself in course of sterilization. And in that aspect, dry heat sterilization is a safer option for sterilizing glass and metal equipments. Now let's come to the disadvantage. Now, dry heat method is not suitable for sterilizing surgical dressings. Generally, surgical dressing sterilization is done by moist heat method, and dry heat method is not that much effective in sterilizing surgical dressings. This method is not suitable for most of the medicaments and some rubbers and plastic goods because the temperature that the articles are exposed is way higher than moist heat method, and the exposure time for the articles also is more in compared to other sterilization method. So that is another major drawback of dry heat sterilization. First one is the temperature where exposing is higher temperature, and the time where exposing the articles is also for more time in case of dry heat sterilization. So these are the major drawbacks of dry heat sterilization method. Now let's come to application of dry heat sterilization. Many articles or many cases are there where we can use dry heat sterilization. Those instances are sterilization of glasswares. We can sterilize different glasswares that is used in laboratories, microbiology laboratories or biotechnology laboratories like petri dish, pipettes, bottles, test tubes, etc. The next one is sterilization of powders. It is used for sterilizing powders like sulfacetamide, sulfadiazines, kaolin, talc, starch, zinc oxide, etc. They are widely used method. Their method of sterilization is generally dry heat sterilization. The next one is sterilization of injections which contains a fixed oil as a vehicle. So injections which contains a fixed oil as a vehicle can be sterilized by dry heat method. Examples of these kind of injections are testosterone injection and progesterone injections or injection of estradiol dipropionate. These are the types of injections that can be sterilized by dry heat method. It is also used to sterilize scalpels, scissor, spatula, blades, other glass syringes, etc. So that's all for this class. In my next class, we are going to discuss moist heat sterilization. Thank you.